Hello and good day everyone. Welcome to my channel, Teatime and Spells. My name is Melissa and in today's video I am going to be doing a month in review for October, as well as going over some of my work in progresses that I'm going to be carrying through to November. So without further ado, go ahead and grab yourself a snack, maybe something to drink. I am enjoying a nice cup of coffee today, and let's get started. So to begin, I'm actually going to be starting off with some mini kits here. So for October, I decided to work on two mini kits, and they were both from Make Market, which is Michael's brand. And the first one was the astrologer set, and then the second one was the pink Halloween set. So if I pull this over, there were 4 in each set. We had this one. Let's see if I can't get all 4 together. So we had But First Coffin, Get In Loser. There was definitely a very pink theme, as well as kind of like a Mean Girl theme going on at Michael's when I bought these back in August. Because for those who don't know, I had family that live in California and I was visiting them in August, and I went on a massive Michael's Halloween diamond painting haul, along with a couple other goodies. Anything I could stuff in my carry-on bag. Okay, so this is the 4 set. We have Get In Loser, But First Coffin, Your Coffin or Mine, and Tomb Sweet Tomb. And as you can kind of see, these are partials, which means the back is a kind of a pink color. You don't need to diamond paint the back, just the main thing. And I made a mistake on this particular one. There is a drill color. Let's go try it in there. I believe it was this color. It was kind of more of a see-through kind of hot pink. That was actually supposed to be on the bottom here, and then this colored pink was supposed to be here, so it would be like light, dark, light. But I messed up, and it was Halloween night at like 10 o'clock at night, and I wanted to get this done, so I was like, you know what, we're just gonna wing it. Yeah, I'm gonna be very honest, was not a fan. There will be a repeating theme you're gonna see with these 2 kits. I do not like freestyle placement. I said the same thing with the Halloween cocktail set, and it was a lot worse with this set. The last set will be the worst out of all of them, but the freestyle was not a fan. When it was straight lines, so like this one was a great example of straight lines, where you just went up and down, nice and straight, loved that. Awesome. When it started coming to more of like going around and stuff, I hated that. Trying to like smush all the gems in there to try to make it, yeah, I was not a fan of that at all. So yeah, wasn't as much of a fan. And this pink one was probably my least favorite out of the 3 that I had done, just because pink and Halloween just don't really go, in my opinion. It wasn't your traditional Halloween, and I really noticed that as a theme overall this year. So it's 2025, in case anyone's watching from the future. Pink seemed to be the theme. Mean Girl pink for Halloween this year. Was not a fan. I grew up with, your traditional Halloween. I want traditional Halloween back. But, I mean, overall, they were kind of a cute theme. Just won't do it again. So that was my first completion, because I'm counting these like a whole set as one completion. So that was my first completion. Well, it wasn't the 1st of October, but that's the first out of 3 that I'm counting. So for those who, because I didn't say it in the beginning, I have 3 completions this month for October. So this was number 1. Number 2, this one was probably by far my favorite theme, but the most aggravating to place. And if you listen to my first comments, you can understand why. They turned out amazing though. Like, I think I'm going to get these framed so that we can hang them up for Halloween next year, because they turned out really, really good. If you don't mind freestyle, this was so cool. They turned out so good. And these are full drills. So everything from the background, all of that was placed with drills. My favorite to do was this, the All-Seeing Eye. So this was the fortune teller / astrology set. I really liked this one. And the biggest reason why is because for the most part, it was a standard grid. It only got freestyle when you hit the eye itself. So I did the eye last, but I really, really loved how that turned out. This one was my favorite to do. My favorite out of all of them, probably this one. This was the crystal ball. Same thing, I tried to do as much of the straight lines and, you know, regular grid placing as much as possible. Then I tried to do, you know, like all the curvy parts, like the crystal and the hands last. Her finger, man, that looks like so messed up. Like, I really don't like the freestyle, but these are 5x7s. So, I mean, you can only get so much detail without compromising. And, you know, the messed up hands kind of was the compromise. But really cool. And I mean, when you look at it from a distance, not as bad. This one would probably be the next one. I like the cat. Again, same problem with the cat. You can only have so much detail with a small size. But for the size, I think it turned out pretty decent. And then we have the hand that I hated doing the hand, hated it. Because like you're trying to see all these little like astrology signs in the hand. It just did not turn out good. The background was fine because that was just checkerboarding for the most part for confetti. Even for confetti, I didn't mind these. Like, I'm still gonna say I think this one's my favorite. Favorite to do. Yeah, overall I think this one's my favorite. Because of the freestyle though, the drills kept popping. Yeah, like I just found a drill and I don't know where this one comes from. I probably should seal these, to be honest. Let's see. Is there a drill missing from here? This is a blue. There wasn't much blue over here. Well, what about the cat? Anything for blue, or is this just a strand, an extra random drill? Looks like it's a random drill. But yeah, I probably would recommend sealing these. Just because, especially around like the areas where you had to like crunch everything in, yeah, you're probably going to want to do that so that the drills stay put. But overall, I mean, they turned out really cool. This set was by far my favorite out of the three. Would highly recommend that. So yeah, that was the fortune teller astrology set. It looks good, but after doing these 3 mini sets from Michaels, I probably won't pick any more up. I just don't enjoy the freestyle, and that's kind of it. So knowing that, knowing my own personal preference now and my own tastes, I know now to not pick up mini dazzle or mini kits, whatever you want to call them, from any company if it involves freestyle. If they're straight line grids, kind of like Diamond Art Club's was, because like the dragons that I did, I loved. And I've seen like Jada Gym Shop has their mini kits, and I've seen Pretty Little Gems. I know they're really popular. So there's a few companies out there. I need to pay more attention to theirs if they're gridded or if they're freestyle. Because if they're freestyle, I won't try them because I just did not care for that style of application when it came to diamond art. So something I'm just learning about myself, and I gave it a good try with 3 kits from Michaels, so I was pretty happy. Unfortunately, I did not get around to doing Michaels' Make Market Halloween mystery kit. I'll have to do that next year. One thing I will say, drill quality and canvas quality. Canvas quality was great. Like, these are nice and soft. These are frame ready, no fraying. Drills were absolutely fine. No special drills or anything, and that's okay. These were round drills. I didn't have really any problems with trash. There was an occasional trash drill here and there, as you will, but all in all, great set. Make Michaels, or Make Market from Michaels would definitely be a pick. A suggestion I would absolutely recommend for everybody, as long as you don't mind freestyle, if they come like this. Again, I haven't tried one of their regular paintings, and I really wish I had gotten around to doing it. I just ran out of time, guys. But, you know, from what I've seen though, great quality, excellent price. So would highly recommend. I just didn't care for the freestyle placing aspect of it. That's all. Let's move on to number 3. All right, and for my third completion, this is Spooky Gamergirl by Rosie Scribbles. This was a Diamond Art Club one. My husband is being so kind as to showcase it for me. It's actually already in a poster frame, not to size obviously, just one of the ones that I had as backup. We'll get this one framed really nicely, probably next year. For now, it'll probably go in storage for now, but this turned out so good. It sparkles. I did have to wait for some of these replacement drills to come in, but Diamond Art Club was really snappy about that. They were so quick to send them to me. Love that. Look at all the little goodies. We had all the little ghosties and the trick or treat. Like, this is traditional Halloween right here. All your lovely fun stuff. All the candy, all the snacks. She turned out so good. And this one was a 22 by 28 inch, so a pretty good size one. This one took me a while just because I was working on this while at the same time working on Autumn Sunset by Joanna Gerard. And I was really busy from work and I got a little burnt out, so it took a little bit longer, but I finished it in time. This was my Drills and Chills 2025 entry. And turned out so good. She just restocked, guys, so if you are interested, snag her. Today is Sunday, November 2nd, and she is still in stock on Diamond Art Club's website. She was part of the most recent restock. So if you love it, grab it. I would highly, highly recommend. She turned out amazing. All right, let's move on to my works in progress. All right, so currently what I've got on my table, this is Autumn Sunset by Joanna Gerard. This was part of the mystery box, 11? I believe it was mystery box 11, because I got Night Melody and Ocean Empress along with this one. And this one is really, really pretty. It's very, very confetti heavy. And this one is taking me a while. I am trying to be really good about it, really good with my placing, because this is going to be framed and hung up in the clinic that I work for. So I'm trying to really take my time with this one and make sure it looks good. Overall, it's about a third of the way, because this one's a pretty long one. It is, let's unravel it. So I'm using the pool noodle trick, but she is 25.6 inches by 34.3. So very long, very pretty, but very long. And I am about a third of the way. I like to go from top to bottom. And I've been trying to work on at least one perforated portion a day. And there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 per row. And let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows left. So hopefully, if I keep on pace within the next 30 days, so hopefully this will be a November finish. I'd like to really hit hard on this one just because I'd like to get it up in the clinic. We moved at the end of July and it's the beginning of November, so Yeah, it's been a pretty blank wall. To be fair though, the rest of the clinic's not decorated, so par for the course right now. We've been so busy, we haven't had time to decorate. But this is incredibly confetti heavy, and I am not a fan of confetti, which is why this is also kind of taking a little bit of time. These sections of sky, these have a lot of color blocking, and I love these sections. But when you look at like all of the leaves and the branches over here, that is straight confetti. However, I am going to showcase something. For those of you who watched my Forever Young tray storage review system video, this is the 45 count. So this is the extra large version of the, no, this is not the extra large version. Oh, maybe it is. Now I can't think. But this is the 45 piece set that came in the box. This set has been a lifesaver. I would highly recommend for confetti heavy sets, do this system. This works so nice because I've been throwing, like, if I have 3 colors or 6 colors or 10 colors, I'm just grabbing all those symbols and just placing them on my table and just kind of going from like the bottom up and just kind of going line by line, and that seems to be working pretty decent. I'm still kind of working on a rhythm for it, but for confetti, this is working out really well. And the hinges, I've had no problems with these hinges. They, like, if I were to drop them, they're not spilling anywhere. These have been really, really good. So, I mean, I did have one that was broken, but I reached out to Forever Young immediately, and they sent a replacement 8-pack. So, I mean, I've got technically, what, 45 plus 7, let's say 7, 45 plus 7, so 52 total if I ever needed it, but I like having them all in one case. So this has been a lifesaver for confetti kits, so I'm definitely going to keep this in mind, this setup, moving forward for other really heavy confetti kits that are 45 colors and under. I was thinking of my latest Rita Kanya, the Cozy Autumn one, because I know that's confetti heavy, but I think it's got more than 45 colors, so I'll have to figure out a different system for that. Let me grab my other work in progress. All right, so my other work in progress, this one's going on a couple months old now. This is The Apprentice by Cat Fedora. This is from Jada Gym Shop. This is also the hybrid charted. So that means it's computer charted. And it is incredibly confetti heavy. And I do not like the symbols. So I'm gonna kind of zoom it in for you guys really, really close. All right, let's get up close and personal. There we go. These symbols make me get a migraine. They are blurry. They are not very sharp. And this was a D-stash kit that I got from Akari from somebody, so I don't know the age of this kit. I don't know if Jada Gym Shop has cleaned up her symbols and made them a lot clearer to read. But I hate doing this kit. I'm not gonna lie. This one is not fun for me to work on. And I know you should really only do the kits that you really love, but a part of me doesn't want to throw it away either because, you know, I spent good money on it. Now this is a, let's see, this is a 60 by 60, so it's not terribly large. And I mean, as you can see, I split it up into 3 sections up top. So my goal is to try to get this one done along with Autumn Sunset by the end of the year. The reason why is because I don't want to carry this over into next year. I'm also a completionist, so I'm going to just push through it and just kind of work on it. I'm going to definitely be taking a break in between, so like I'll try to focus on finishing this section, then maybe take a break like a week or 2 before, you know, doing another section. I was using their release paper for sizes, so I believe it's like a 5 by 7 section. So seeing that, it should be, let's see, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sections. So if I were to dedicate 10 days over the next 2 months, I should get this one completed and it will be done with. That being said, with the confetti, I know this is going to turn out beautiful. I know that. I purchased this very, very early on in my diamond painting journey. Keep in mind, I started diamond painting at the beginning of this year. So January 2025 is when I started diamond painting. And I fell down the rabbit hole, as we all do. And I remember seeing Kat Fedora's work and thinking, oh my God, this is gorgeous. I was incredibly confused about Jada Gem Shop's terminology when it came to the rendering styles, because she's got hybrid charted and pixel charted. The pixel charted, to me, sounds like it would be computer rendered because pixels and computers, but it's actually the opposite, where it's hand rendered, and hybrid charting is when it's actually computer rendered with maybe a little bit of touch up by hand. I don't know. This is absolutely pure confetti chaos. I don't like pure confetti kits as it is. Something I learned quite early on while working on this piece. But I also understand that confetti is necessary for color changes and to really make the true artwork look great. So I know that. I know that it'll pop when everything is put together. It's just when you're so close to the painting, it's really hard to see anything but just a bumble of colors. And it's not very enjoyable. When you step back, it looks great. Like, I can now tell that there's something hanging over here and this is a moon and stars, but when I'm up close and personal, it just looks like a bunch of colors that don't make sense. So I've seen a comparison video, because there's a couple creators out there who have done the comparison videos. One in particular actually did a comparison of this particular piece of artwork in the two rendering styles, and they're drastically different. One is more color blocking, that's the pixel charted, and more sharper, but it does deviate from the original artwork. I wish there was something kind of in between, but as there isn't, this is what I've got. I will love it when it is done, and it will probably have a place of honor on my wall as like the one that almost broke me. But until then, it's a work in progress. So this is my second work in progress. Let me grab my third and final one. All right, and for my third whip, I haven't actually put any drills on it yet. And I'm only gonna show you a part of it because this is a stitch along and it's kind of a surprise. So I'm gonna kind of go over it a little bit. But the first thing I kind of want to showcase that I didn't show in any of my videos, I finally broke down and bought the Elizabeth Ward container. This one's Diamond Art Club's version, because I wanted to know what all the hype was about. Not to mention, I ran out of storage and I needed something to kit up this set in. And this is kind of what it looks like. There are 32 colors in this set. And I kind of just wanted to try it out and see how it works. I can see why everybody likes it. Let me start that off. Kitting into this was so fast. I loved it. Kitting up, this is amazing. This was so good. These things, these containers can hold so much drills. So I can see what all the hype's about. Also, I used a trick that Ashley from Messy Girl Crafts does. She uses a Lego separator tool to pop open the little lids so that you don't break your nails. Love that tip. That is an amazing tip. So I confiscated one of like several that we own, and it's now my dedicated lid opening tool. But this is kind of the color scheme. So this is the stitch along. This is a mystery stitch along, and this is from Flossy Fox. So the way this works is each month, beginning in August, so I'm 2 months behind, 3 months behind. I'm gonna be starting it. But each month, a section of the entire kit becomes available, and you stitch or dot that section. And I'm going to show you a little bit of how it kind of works without spoiling any of it. Kind of don't want to show too much because, for one, you have to pay for the pattern, and I, don't want anyone. Here we go. All right. So for instance, this is what you would get. You would get the canvas. You would get the drills ordered from Jada Gym Shop. You purchase the pattern separately, and each installment gets emailed to you in this format. And you have the option to print it off, or you can download it into something like a cross-stitch app. I know that there's one in particular that a lot of people use, but it's only Android compatible, and I have an iPhone, so it didn't work for me. I decided to do it the old-fashioned way, like back in the day when I used to cross-stitch and just print off a pattern. And it shows you kind of like your grid. So this is technically like a bottom part, but this would be like your middle line, and then you would have to count and go from the bottom and everything like that. You would need to physically count because your canvas is just poured glue. There is nothing on your canvas, so you would need to make sure to count and then place your drill of whatever matching symbol it is. I've not done anything like this before, so I'm going to take it really, really slow to make sure that I do not mess up, because if you're off even one, you can mess up the timing and the placement of the entire thing. But I thought this was really cool. I saw Katie Diamonds and Washi showcase her her last stitch along completion, and it looked really, really cool. And that was kind of something that I wanted to do and test out. So like, for instance, you can purchase all of it, and then as they become available, more sections will be revealed. But I would just kind of start from like the bottom and then work my way up as they become more revealed. So that's kind of something that I plan on doing. And then I think I'm going to showcase the finished completion when it's done. That way it doesn't spoil the mystery for anybody who's several months behind like myself. So, and as you can see, it tells you 6-part mystery over 6 months beginning in August through January. So I'm going to try to kind of break it up. Let me grab the canvas so that we can kind of take a look at what this looks like size-wise in general. All right, so this is a 44.25 by 46.25 centimeter kit. And as you can see, it's a bit of a smaller canvas, which is okay because I am going to need something that is more smaller to kind of break up this big piece and to break up the Cat Fedora one. But as you can see here, this is kind of what it looks like. This is just a blank canvas, but it does have like your numbers on it. So 1 through 10, each little square, and that's to match up with each one on the pattern. But that's it. But having those dots should make it a little bit easier to hopefully count. I'm going to try to figure out a way, because I'm going to need some kind of a placer, I think. And I don't know if I'm going to use some kind of a combination of a ruler. So like I've got this, and that's, this is a straight edge ruler, or not a straight edge, but like an L-shaped ruler. And that would work for measurement's sake, because I would know that, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. I might try to do something like that where I just kind of break it into much smaller pieces so that I don't get overwhelmed with the size of it without any kind of an indicator, without some kind of a marker to know, okay. Now, she does have in the corner up here, start here. Okay, so Jade was so nice as to put a marker, start here, and then start counting. I do know from what I have received so far that the first part is the bottom section. So if you're starting from the top down, you're gonna need to count quite a bit before you start working on, I think it's kind of roughly about this size here. And then the second part finishes this bottom section. So it looks like, from what I've seen, we're getting the bottom going up, but I won't know for sure until we start on it. Maybe I might start on this here soon, just so that I can kind of get a feel for it. It's not very large, and that's nice. This is kind of a nice miniature kit. Something to kind of take a break on, get it up to date, then take a break, work on like Autumn Sunset or the Cat Fedora one, and then when I get the next section, okay, let's work on that one. So that's kind of the goal. That's the plan, at least for the next couple months. With Drills and Chills over with, I don't have anything for Christmas. I don't have anything that is Christmas themed. Everything is Halloween, or it's fantasy inspired. So yeah, I'm not going to be participating in jingle drills, nor am I going to go out and just buy something Christmassy, unless like Diamond Art Club goes and, you know, unveils during their massive Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale something like really cool that captures my eye. That's a Christmas kit. But for the most part, I've got, well, with these 3 completions, I think I've got 15, maybe 16 kits in my stash. So not bad at all. But I do want to keep this manageable. I have lots of good kits, and some of them are good size too, like this size. So I want to kind of keep on top of it as much as possible. I'm sure there's a lot of veterans who hear that and are starting to chuckle and laugh and be like, yeah, right, I know, but I'm going to make an attempt. So we'll see how long that works. But that is it. That's I've got 3 completions and 3 works in progress. We'll see how much of a dent I can make in it for the month of November. We shall see. I mean, I'm slowing down on diamond painting because I got a little burnt out, but also because one of my favorite games just released. They're going to have an update. So I'm a massive Animal Crossing fan. I've been playing it since 2020, and they just unveiled there's going to be a new update for it in January, and I'm like, oh my god, I got to start it all over and get back into it, and I've been really, really loving that. So I take a break, you know, I play for a little bit on my Switch, then I put it on the charger, and I diamond paint for a little bit, and then I switch. So I'm not dedicating 4 or 5 hours on diamond painting, maybe half of that, but I feel more rejuvenated when it comes to diamond painting now. And I think I needed that. I think I needed the mental break to be more focused on this. So if I don't have as many completions, that's the reason why. I'm enjoying my other hobbies as well. But that's going to be it for me for this video. Thank you everyone for sticking along and looking at all my completions and my whips and hearing me ramble on. I appreciate it. And if you did enjoy, hit that like button. If you want to be notified of other videos coming up, then hit that subscribe button. And let me know in the comment section below, what did you work on for Drills and Chills or just October? What's your plans for the rest of the year? You know, how big of a stash are you going to be working on into the new year? And if you have any goals coming up, I'd love to hear it. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day. Bye.